guys? Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe. Welcome to Halloween. Happy Halloween. This dropped Sunday, so we got 2 days, right? Crazy vibes. I thought I would celebrate the season and just go do my go-to, I don't even know what I'm calling this one, the season of Halloween. My go-tos, I guess, right? Crazy fives. So, I've got my outside looking in and my five, and we'll just go, as always, chronologically via the year of release. But these are my go-tos in the franchise, which let's get out of the way right here. This is the greatest horror film franchise of all time. That is my opinion. And I have not had that opinion really until just late. I've been, I love Phantasm. Phantasm is such a great, but I think it's the totality of Halloween and all that Halloween has to offer. It's varying timelines, it's directors, it's many opportunities. Is Justin Beam, who I just mentioned this. He had a lot to do with the Scream Factory release of this set. He also put out the documentary that came out that coincided with the John Carpenter's Halloween, the anniversary release to the theaters. He made it a point on, I think I was listening to Horror Movie Podcast back, back in their archive somewhere, a Halloween special one. They had him on as a guest, and he sort of really, I liked what he said. Halloween is like, you've got the sculpture that is Michael Myers and all that is within. Each and every director that comes along puts their own sort of etch into that sculpture and leaves their mark. And so I think my go-tos really do accentuate the mark left. And for better or worse, probably a lot of my choices, people are going to hate. And, that's fine. You don't have to like them. In fact, I know there's some out there who are willing to throw the entire franchise out because they just happen to like the very first film, the 78 original, and the rest of the franchise be damned. I don't agree with that at all. But that's fine. That's fine. That's what makes our community so good. The problem I have is when people who want to critique by simply saying it sucks or something sucks. That's not acceptable. Okay? If you want to critique something, have a good reason. I can honestly say the David Gordon Green trilogy, my angst begins with the realization that there was going to be no more of Rob Zombie's vision. His vision be damned or not. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I could sit here for the next 2 hours and talk about why I loved it. And when the news broke that there was going to be a new trilogy, I'm going to be honest, I was not happy. But then the new trilogy hit, and you have to make that decision. Are you a Halloween fan, or are you a Rob Zombie fan, or this fan, or that fan, or are you a Halloween fan? And so I went to the theater and I saw all three of David Gordon Green's films. I have all three in my collection. I am a completist when it comes to some things in life, and Halloween is one of them. And I still have my criticisms. I have my criticisms of the trilogy, but I feel as though those criticisms are, given some sort of acknowledgement by me and my friends, my buddies, who we talk about this stuff. And in fact, last night we were talking about it a little bit. And there are things to be critical of in this latest trilogy. And it's okay to be upset when one vision gets pushed aside for another vision. It is just sort of the way of the business. It is what it is. And so I guess this is my little rant, so to speak. And Jason at Horrific Nightmares had one for the memories, man. He had a great rant the other day for Halloween Ends. And the link is straight down below. And under that link is a link to the 22 shots of Moodz and Horror podcast for the Halloween franchise, which is pretty good. and that goes right up to H2, I think. But Jason's rant is, and I agree with him in principle. I think there are things that you can be critical, that you can debate and argue over, but what's not, as I said, acceptable is just simply just to say, there is an infamous review in BodyBags where somebody, I can't remember, well, I'm not going to say it, but basically the whole review came down to just this. It was for the Halloween, and he basically just said, it sucks. And that was it. That was the review. So that is not a review, okay? To just say something sucks is not a review. I want to know why it sucks, why you don't like it. I can tell you why I love Rob Zombie. I can tell you why I love his two films, especially H2. I can tell you why I have some criticisms of the trilogy, which I'll say the best thing of the trilogy, by far, I think. Well, I don't really mean it like that. I don't want to be taken like that. But the fact that John Carpenter worked with his son to rework the score is unreal. The score is great. And it has its moments, the trilogy does. And Halloween Ends is a bright spot for me. I really do dig it. But anyways, that's 6 minutes already. So I apologize, sort of. But this is a Halloween special. And so if we run a little over, we run a little over. Look, you're either going to watch or you're not going to watch. Listen, not listen. It's up to you. And so let's get into this. Now, normally what I do is my outside looking in is up there. But I thought, you know what? Since Halloween 4 is not being mentioned in my go-tos, I just thought I would go ahead and put that set screen. Because that does have one of my most favorite moments. And that comes at the very, very end when little Jamie Lloyd is standing at the staircase. And I think that scene is probably coming up here in a minute. But that, to me, man, I wish they would have capitalized off of that. And not got... it would have been bold enough to do that. But anyways, so let's begin. I'm going to begin with my outside looking into the outside. And I probably shouldn't even do this because I'm kind of breaking the template of what I've been doing for 18 or 17 episodes already. But I'm going to do it today because it's Halloween. So, yeah, right there she is. Oh, man. Tell me that was not awesome, man. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. My outside looking into the outside of my crazy fives. Yeah, I joined Jason, man. It's Halloween Ends. It has not become a go-to in the sense there's other films in the franchise that I'll go to first, but I love it. It's for a lot of reasons, for which I actually, in my 31 Days of Horror, my reasons are there. You can go see them. All right. Let's start here. Outside looking in. Well, you're going to know what it is as soon as I see the year. But no VHS release. It is the 07 Rob Zombie remake to John's classic Halloween. And there it is, my movie ticket in there. This is one of the better remakes out there. I think I put it in my top 5 all-time remakes, I think, if I really thought it through, but don't hold me to it. But I'm not going to get into all the reasons why. Look, if you're a long viewer of my videos, you kind of know how I think, and I'm pretty sure I might have laid them out anyways in my 31 Days of Horror, because I cover this too. But Rob Zombie, Halloween from 07, the remake, I'll just say one thing about this. When the trailer first broke, I think it broke at midnight for this film. I can't tell you the last time since then, or I really can't tell you before then, how jacked up I was seeing that trailer for the first time and wanting to see that movie in the theater. And I did see it in the theater. And quite frankly, it did not disappoint me at all. Yeah, Halloween, Rob Zombie, 07. It is what it is. Number 5, 09. You know where I'm going. Rob Zombie's H2. Bit of a Fulcian nightmare logic. It doesn't go far enough for me. I really wish he would have just made this his nod to Lucio Fulci and just sort of maybe a nod to the Gates of Hell trilogy and just really went bonkers. if you watch Lords of Salem and then you read his novel Lords of Salem, wow. I wish we got his book on film. And his film's great anyways, but I wish we got his book on film. And same idea with this. I wish he would have just taken some of these concepts and just really ran forward with it and just gone for broke. I think that would have been one for the memory books, and people still would have hated it anyway. So it really doesn't matter what you do. People are gonna want to hate, and the thing that I hate about haters today is they rove across the internet in mobs, and it's like a lot of times they don't even know why they hate what they hate. They just know everyone else does, so they do, and that's irritating. All right, let's get into number 4. First release on VHS, CBS Fox, 1989. Dominique Athénin-Guérard, the director of The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is, man, and this set is one of the best sets, man, I've ever gotten. It's such a great set, man. Such a great set. Such a great set. But I love Loomis in this, man. It's the middle piece of the Jamie Lloyd arc, and I love the Loomis's character, man. I love Loomis's character. He's just nutty in this, and I love this scene when Michael's in the car and he has that other mask on, and I just think, I never thought in a million years Michael Myers wearing a different mask other than the clown when he's a kid, and then the shape. But it works. It works for me. I don't know what it would have looked like had he got on the car and began to walk, but I know at least in the car, it worked for me, and I thought it was awesome. But I really do dig that movie, man. And it's funny that, when you watch the Jamie Lloyd arc, it's funny to see how much of that was inspirational to Rob Zombie and his movies. It's interesting. Number 3, first released on VHS by MCA Universal, a Tommy Lee Wallace film. Yeah, that's right. It is time for Season of the Witch, Halloween 3. God, I love this movie. I saw this movie in the theater not forever and a day ago as a double feature with Creepshow. And I'm telling you, I thought I loved it before I saw it on the big screen, but when I walked out of the theater, I was a confirmed lover of this movie. This movie is, Tom Atkins is so much freaking fun. And the story, I mean, the whole idea behind it, that this was, because look, I mean, let's be honest, when Halloween 2 ends, for all intents and purposes, Michael and the Doctor are dead. They are dead, D-E-A-D, dead, dead, dead. They are dead. This made sense. But we can't have anything Halloween without Michael Myers, and there's nothing wrong with that either, I guess. And so the anthology idea of this was dropped instead for this, Return of Michael Myers. And so, the collective group got their wish. And what's so funny about that? So with all the hate on Rob Zombie's 2 movies, here's what makes me chuckle the most. You heard all of that hate, right? And then you've got the pissing contest between John and Rob for whatever reason. No one's really explained that yet. You got all of that going on, right? And then everyone is so jacked up, so happy to get David Gordon Green's trilogy. And then, Ends comes out. And you get all this hate. You're never going to make everyone happy. That's why it's so important for a director just to make their film. And those who hate it, be damned. So what? You want to make your own movie? Go make your own movie. You don't have to love everything that comes out. It doesn't have to be tailor-made to you. I mean, it doesn't, right? We're allowed to have our criticisms. We're not, but in the end, the totality that is Halloween franchise is one to be beloved. It is, and you don't have to love every film in it, but you ought to know at least enough about those films why you don't like those films, instead of just, everybody hates it, kind of crap. Anyways, I maybe digress. I don't know. We'll see. Number 2 MCA Universal, this has got to be one of the greatest sequels of all time. From the moment it begins to the minute it ends with, you know, I never get it right, but, you know, Michael, it's time. Boom! What a great, to the very beginning. You don't know what death is. And then the whole time in the hospital. And just so much fun. And it does so much feel like from one night to the next. Of course, from 1981, Halloween 2. And this has got to be one of the most iconic pieces of artwork from Halloween, right? So stinking awesome. Of course, a Rick Rosenthal film, right? Let's not forget our directors. Before that, Tommy Lee Wallace. Before that, Dominique Authinet-Girard. Which, by the way, did you know that Dominique Authinet, the director of Revenge of Michael Myers, was the worked second unit on Halloween Kills from 21? I found that interesting. That is interesting. Well, number one, this is no, doesn't take a brain surgeon to know. Although it would be intriguing to me to know if anyone is out there who actually has a number one from this franchise that is not this film. I'd be curious to know why. That's curious, but it is to me. I mean, first released on by Media, and I have the VHS down there somewhere. Of course, 1978, John Carpenter's absolutely incredible independent feature, Halloween, the first that dawns an entire franchise. And there's my ticket stub, seeing it on its anniversary release, which came along with Justin Beam, who, like I said, had a lot to do. And his commentary, he's got commentary tracks on some of these in this set, 4 or 5 maybe. I don't know if there's another one. But that was a nice little documentary that came along with this. If you caught this on the big screen, this was great. What is there not to love about Halloween? It's there's something for everyone, no matter who you are, in this franchise. That something may be found here. It may be found in the sequel. It may be found in the Jamie Lloyd arc. It may be found in the David Gordon Green trilogy. It may be found in Rob Zombie. It may be found in Season of the Witch. It may be, you know, it's just, look, you're never going to make everyone happy, and that's fine, because not everyone needs to be happy at the same time. The world would be a boring place if that's the way it really was. But I do love Halloween. I really do Halloween. And I think I can safely say, in my world of franchises that I love, Halloween is number one in terms of franchise. My number one horror film of all time is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. I mean, that's just, I mean, it is what it is. But in terms of my 5 greatest films of all time, now number one is sort of a fight back and forth between Jaws and The Thing, John Carpenter's masterpiece of terror. And so, I mean, so it's sort of divided up like that, right? But as a second, right close behind Halloween in terms of franchise is definitely Phantasm. I absolutely love that franchise. Absolutely love it. Yeah, so I guess, you know, it is what it is. Check out Jason's review events down there in his rant. It is good. Real quick, obviously, happy Halloween. Enjoy. I hope, let's see, this is Crazy 5. So, yeah, so it's dropping today on Sunday. So we got a couple days yet. So if you've seen my video, enjoy Halloween. Enjoy the next couple days. Enjoy your day on Tuesday, man. Whatever you might be doing. And if you haven't yet, I'm sure you have, Halloween, it's follow-up. Yes, even visit this, Season of the Witch. 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. H2, Rob Zombie's follow-up to his own Halloween remake. His remake. And The Outside, looking into the outside, of course. Really did enjoy it. The opening scene of this is one for the memory books. I just think it works. So anyways, there you go. Happy Halloween. Enjoy it. And let me know what you've been watching down below and what I should be watching, actually. And yeah, we'll see you the next time Crazy Fives drops. As always, go Bills.
This is not a dream. Not a dream.
We might be useful to